break, get rejoined and everything, and find out what else is occurring. But wanted to give a bit of a shout out and everything. If you've seen our promo cards out for the painting of our minis and everything, that's thanks to Kenneth as well as Mikheil by Nathaniel and stuff.
You could repaint it to make it better.
But yes, that's big thanks to Kenneth and everything for putting so much blood, sweat, and tears into
a lot of tears.
getting those to
Too many tears.
Spectacular. As well as we're
tears
going to be
make them
doing
vibrant.
our we'll be doing our giveaway for Big Top Tabletop. I think our dear producer Scott will be putting into chat some of the pictures. It is a beautiful blue felt, definitely ideal for that kind of abjuration caster, as it were, or anybody else kind of favoring any water deity. Dice ring from Big Top Tabletop.
Or if you like blue.
Or if you just like blue, that's fine too. But you can get a different dice ring for every single different character concept you have. And you could like matching dice and dice ring.
Oh my god, we don't need to give people a different addiction.
Yep. But you can check out Big Top Tabletop's Facebook page, as well as they have a shop coming open, as well as at Yada Quest, the shop here in Cincy. You can find some of their dice rings there as well. And so just put into chat for the giveaway and everything. What should be our keyword, Scott?
How many M's is in?
Sex Panther.
Sex Panther.
Echo.
Echo.
Yeah, there we go. Just put Echo into the chat, and you get the chance to get that dice tray or dice ring as part of our giveaway. And we will be back here presently. Take just a brief break and continue with this story. So,
was that echo like in the Greek echo, or is it echo home as in the
East.
Latin ECCO?
ECH.
Oh.
Yes.
That's the guy from Lost. Mr. Echo.
Hello, welcome back to the Faded of Kyme. We're jumping back into the story as our group is just arriving in Cendre, the sacred city to vampiric kind, where it is rumored to have been the first place where the vampiric blessing was passed on to humankind. Coming here seeking Mikheil, as well as in tow with the Vorder Latiense. He has demonstrated great concern as now on horseback you are beginning to push quickly into this valley settlement. The rough-hewn buildings surround you, recalling to mind mausoleums and cathedrals, although of ancient days. As you begin to push towards the main thoroughfare, immediately he dismounts and kind of calls on the rest of his soldiers to do so as well.
Quick question. Who passed it on to humankind?
As you're asking
I ask him.
your dictionary.
Past the city?
No.
Past what?
Vampirism.
Past vampirism on the humankind?
I thought vampires were human.
Jamal, maybe? I don't know.
I thought the Unliving Emperor was...
Maybe him? I don't know.
Well,
You
what
could
was
ask
he?
the vampires.
But yes, so moving into the city, we'll be leaving our
Ask the
horses here
vampires.
and continuing on foot.
I thought you keep telling me not to ask people questions.
Let's move along
Right.
as he walks
Good.
briskly with his other 5 soldiers. You do see there is that dull crimson torchlight being carried around, and what you're seeing is that they are carried within these sensors, swinging back and forth as this crimson fume is kicking off of them into the sky as the ashfall continues.
I used to have a lantern.
As you lament the loss of your lantern,
Oh no.
it is kind of drawing to this space that he kind of just raises his hand and just wait here. I'll be making contact with see if anyone's seen him.
Cool.
You see he just moves ahead a bit. The soldiers kind of hold with you a minute as he's speaking to another captain kind of at the other end of the road, this small outpost, which you can imagine is the captain of the guard, another Vorder.
Can I copy that letter?
The
letter?
letter you had found within there.
Yeah, I pull out calligraphy pen and ink and
yeah,
piece of
mark
paper.
off a piece of parchment and stuff, and you
Okay.
just you copy it and everything. As you would have taken time to do that back at the
Yeah.
barrow. Copying isn't necessarily for horse hunting.
I just keep gripping tighter and tighter on the horse.
As the horse slowly gets
but
slower and
As you
slower.
can see, he comes back up and everything, and kind of like has a bit of a distressed look on his face. It seems your friend took quite desperate measure. He offered payment for some service of the Unliving Sect. He still lays unconscious within one of the temples here. Salahim is a rare visitor, and so he's drawn many eyes, but he is well, and just he knew not what he got himself into whenever he was offering blood. I'm afraid it's quite a valuable commodity here. And he kind of looks over his shoulder. The members of the Unliving Sect that are here are strict adherents. Let's keep close, and I'll make sure everything goes smoothly. And try not to talk about what was mentioned before, the false Sandwith. Am I to be understood?
Understood.
Thank you very much.
Can anybody be a member of the Unliving Sect? Or, I mean, like the religion? Or is it only vampires that are allowed?
It's unusual for one as yourself to adhere, but any offering is duly honored by the Unliving Emperor, as far as what I would care to say. As he's still kind of looking around, you can tell that he seems a skeptical individual. As he proceeds forward, you guys cut through the main thoroughfare, and you still kind of see the sensors pouring out this crimson fume, almost like suffusing the air in this bloody haze. It kind of lands on your tongue and in your nostrils like somebody's punched you right in the nose, if you happen to notice.
Right.
Where you're just kind of collecting the particles and stuff, and through osmosis, you're gaining a sense of that taste. But pushing forward, not too far, scanning a quarter mile from where the road had been, you arrive to, again, a primitively carved cathedral. Of sort of like this ivory white stone. Pushing within, you can hear this sort of cacophony of voices, almost throwing themselves into tongues of religious fervor, just proclaiming the purity of the blood that suffuses them and surrounds them. You can see they are lashing themselves with blood-strewn whips, and there are freshly carved sigils of blood that kind of grace the edges of these cathedral halls. As you are just seeing into this space, kind of this blackened curtain raised, there is again this haze inside of there as some ritual is underway, it seems. As the Vorder and everything kind of peers on, along with a retinue that has come with you.
I try to check Frank. Is Frank still moving?
Having taken it away from the source of its energy, you know how to have a still hand. So
it's not twitching or anything?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Frank's dead.
Oh, Frank.
So,
We killed Frank.
as you kind of like get ready to enter this temple to undead, you kind of look down and you do see it has grown indeed still. But as the Vorder kind of like tells you, just kind of, he's in there. We'll find him in the back. Just try not to disturb anyone. I'll be waiting here. Not much care for these places.
Gotcha.
As you guys will kind of push past these howling worshippers, almost whipping themselves up into fervor, you crest on and you can see many of them kind of aggressively almost snarling towards you as some hunger is awoken within them. Not overtly threateningly as moving towards you, but more in that
Like we're in Underworld?
like sexy vampire style, yes indeed. But more of that they are just overtly a bit out of touch,
Right.
with this fervor.
Just have my wing going like.
Just kind of like just keep your eyes forward. You do push on, and you can see the still body of Mikheil stretched in this vestry. You can see that his hand is almost like a deep bruised red, and stretching up, you can see it gives way to sort of like a pallor, and across the face from what had been sort of this beautiful bronzed skin, now fallen like a sickly pale.
Is he still bleeding?
Not seemingly bleeding, but definitely like his hand is shriveled almost.
Oh boy.
You guys kind
do
of like
we see
rush
the
over.
goblet?
Better his hand than
You do rush over, and you can see that there is this individual just kind of like swaying back and forth.
I
and,
take
like,
out
reacts to
Frank.
your presence, but kind of just like almost seems under the influence of something.
I,
Swear is
you.
him. Is Mikheil.
Yeah.
Another individual inside.
I use Frank and prod.
I'm gonna try and lift Mikheil.
The flesh was barely hanging on the hand, and now there's like a skeleton with little bits of tendon.
I
and
pull on the
everything.
tent. Is that?
So this macabre puppetry you guys are kind of seeing, just like, we need to teach him social norms terribly. But you see that he does not wake.
Can you? Wait. I heard you yelling at her. What did you say?
No, I'm just thinking.
You said I could heal as well as you can.
Yeah, I can heal.
Well, can you heal him?
What's this fucker over here doing, though?
Is that how
He's
we
not addressed
refer to holy
Okay,
zealots?
Just
well,
like
I'm gonna
still.
try and approach Mikhail's body to try and lift him.
The eyes just kind of like pacing back and forth. You can see he has just the scant bit of fangs. So,
He drank the pee.
I know, but I think we're in their house. We shouldn't call them names. Especially because you have lots of blood.
Nice job.
I don't have any blood.
It's like completely uncharacteristic of you today.
I'll keep playing with my skeleton hand, poking him.
I'm gonna take advice from someone who knows. So.
Oh no!
Nicely carved.
He frowned.
Can I move
You
Mikheil?
kind of like lift him up and stuff. Like give a good, one of these and stuff. Go make a medicine check.
Okay. It's got to be an 18.
18.
Nice.
He is distinctly drained of blood, near exsanguinated.
Okay.
You do see the wound. It is necrotized almost. That so much was drained.
Okay.
I mean, his
Clearly-
hand looks
Should I
a lot
bandage-
like your hand.
Bandage that
You
up
put your
first.
hand next
Kind of
to
like
his. You both got
it
that.
just the little finger prick was enough to just a gout of blood poured
And
from his
then I think I'll use try to use what's left of my lay on hands to see if that'll help.
Alrighty.
So it's like 14 points.
Touching 14 points.
Second
So you
blood
go
back.
from what we were at 0 up to 14 now, as you return to consciousness.
Unconsciousness.
He took all your.
Are you okay?
As you see, again gathered around, Vorel, Nar, Vicar, and Sorna.
I
What
waved
are you
to
doing here?
throw him at him.
I must be dead.
No, unfortunately not.
You were absolutely not dead.
You're close.
But we found a letter that said it wished you were dead.
Yeah, we got.
What
some-
day was that?
Shut your fucking mouth. There's that man.
Yesterday.
Guys,
Today?
No,
Today.
the day on the letter.
Hey,
Oh,
Cendre.
2 days from now.
Shut the fuck up.
2 days from
Cendre
now.
is
Shut the fuck up.
What?
As
Be quiet.
that individual who was swaying, kind of seeing you wake and stuff, eyes kind of meet again. The Cruort, who you had been introduced to.
Yeah, there's an issue about
is consumed.
talking about things. Remember
What things?
Nothing
about
lay
what we
there.
found in the temple and the attack and shit like
So I don't know if I trust this guy. Is the chalice still out there?
You do not see the chalice within the room.
that. Oh no.
Did you drink my piss?
What do you mean by that?
The answer is yes. Then
I don't.
As you see, he will kind of like. It tasted good.
That's
you now have
nasty.
Hep C. I'm sorry.
Just kind of like looks, and you can just tell, sort of on a high.
So
what do you mean consumed?
yeah, what,
I mean, it is
Like partially eaten.
That's not how consume necessarily works. but
I had another one of our sanguine sky upon the space. It is destroyed.
any life.
So,
I'm sorry
Only
if
the
I
dead
don't
there remain.
believe you.
like the necropolis that rose out of the church is. You saw that?
They
Insight.
said there was some structure risen
Yo,
and a greater collapse there.
Where is this guy that
Yeah.
cried for you?
You need not concern yourself
Oh,
with
we're
the
looking.
same with.
well, we were more worried about what was that place? Like the castle of the vampires.
I am sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry if I don't completely trust you. I would like to see for myself.
I cannot give you this sight beyond this place.
Well, how about there is a building with a horse on a sign. I want to know what color the horse is and how many legs it has.
I do not know this. I did not cast the spell.
Who cast the spell?
The Sanguith. You shall
Where-
not trouble her.
Can I find her?
Right.
Payment has been given.
I don't think
The
so.
validity
There was
is.
no one to send to. None at all.
Let me speak with the ladies. I tend to have a good rapport with them.
I kind of
What?
side with him.
Undead or no.
The validity is a bit challenging considering you're right on some type of high right now, my friend.
I won't speak to you unless you obey.
I'm not asking for something. I'm just telling you that for all we know, you can be
I
bullshitting
thought you
us.
said don't go into the house and insult the people.
There is purity.
It's a new method.
I have nary experienced. I cannot lie to you and befoul these moments of bliss.
Did I get any rest at all from this?
Unfortunately, no.
Right.
No long rest
And
while
they did not take a
unconscious.
full 8 hours
Yeah.
to get there because they were on horseback.
They had a full rest, but it took me longer to get there.
Did he get a short rest?
Yeah, I know. Nothing.
Unfortunately, no.
Maybe you need to slow down just a minute.
So if you can't lie. So where is the Sanguith currently right now?
The thing is, you're being told something, so for you it may be a truth. And that's what we're trying to get at.
If you continue prattling on, I am really going to lose my temper. I don't want you here anymore. You've paid your way. You're awake now.
I
Go and take your misery elsewhere.
hit him in the face. with
Come
my-
over, and he's pretty out of it. You just land a good one across the face.
I'm gonna do it again.
And kind of to the other side and stuff.
I want his fangs.
Seemed like a good idea.
The two fangs.
I-
that he has
okay.
left.
You socked him a couple good
I know
times,
them.
and so now you're trying to really go for like punching out his teeth, make an attack roll for this one.
So are we like alone right now, or are they like always?
Oh no, there's
Are there a
there's
ton
like
of-
40 people
Yeah.
out there.
How are they reacting to this?
11. I mean, you land like another good punch and stuff, but you can just see instantly like where the blood would rush. Now, just like Guro's pale again. He's regenerating out of it.
Can I
About
squeeze
effectively.
them?
As you reach for his mouth and stuff, he just like kind of.
I'm gonna pin him down.
Okay.
So
with my
he's getting angry.
Can I
Oh,
grapple?
wait.
As
I'm
they're
angry
taking
also.
notice, as he now kind of like hissed, you guys are kind of like looking and
Can I
stuff.
grapple
And
Sex Panther?
The Vorder and everything is still like peering on and stuff. As you
He's
kind of
just,
grapple
like,
him around and
close to it.
stuff and everything, you can see the Crort is just like batting you away somewhat. As he just kind of like pushes back, certainly surprised at him being struck, but he is just in such a state and everything. As you see the Vorder quickly walking in your direction and everything. I believe that's enough. Gather your charge and let's move along. As you can see, other people are kind of like rising and such. I'm definitely taking notice of a bit of the scuffle in the back room.
So
Desecrate these halls again, or we will drain you more.
I'm going to pee on him.
As you whip out your member again, you have been lacking in water overnight and stuff.
So-
Make a con check.
It's just like.
Make a con
you
check.
hit him with a dust cloud.
I'm gonna cast
This
Poison
is a good
spray
example of what
from
not to
my
do in
member.
public.
Okay, that's a deadly attack. I was gonna say. yeah.
Do I have him grappled?
You got a hold of him pretty good. Like,
11.
but he's just trying to like 11. You just like you're just oddly playing with yourself as Nor is kind of dragging out.
This is
And
just.
You guys are just
weird.
like, wow, he has no boundaries. Oh my god! But as the border kind of like comes in, and
I'm
see
leaving.
5 other soldiers are kind of like dragging Mikheil out of there and stuff. As certainly you have interrupted what is, the sanctity of their bliss. As you guys are kind of drawn out onto the thoroughfare.
But that went well.
The Vorder is like looking at you. Is he?
He's a sex worker.
I don't feel good.
I imagine not.
I mean,
sorry that transpired the way.
I'm
it
going
did.
to take a short rest now.
Come with
I'm
us.
just gonna
Back
fall
up the way a bit.
onto the ground.
Wait, no.
if
So,
I'm,
I'll just
Sorna,
catch him.
you pick him up and everything.
if I'm
like,
being honest,
Can you-
his angers are somewhat
Can you carry me
justified.
250? Is that too much, or are you encumbered?
Oh yeah, I'm encumbered.
Okay.
you
Yeah,
wait
it's
a
like
lot.
half
this.
I'm helping you.
Okay.
So,
I'd say I
moving
can't.
back up the main road.
Kind of help also with not actually lifting any weight. I'm just kind of
Oh, you hold his legs together.
like, oh yeah.
I
Everything
can't-
as
I
the
can't-
Border and the 5 other soldiers that had come with you from the outpost heading back up towards the other outpost. It's a good, like, almost mile walk.
I can't help but feel that his anger is justified.
Why?
He's been given a half-assed answer for nearly his life.
Wasn't the answer no one's left?
I think he just doesn't like the answer that he got.
I just feel like if we were to actually get the answer from a person, because the person that is telling this man that the place is gone, there's no survivors, has the same title as the person.
Speaking of Cendre, it's gone. On whose word?
He said the Sanguith's sending wasn't received, was what he said.
There's probably a few hundred different Sanguiths within some area.
Oh, right. But, and I kind of pulled
He
them.
referenced that it's a female Sanguith, that's all we know.
I'm going to pull him aside and say, the same type of title tried to kill us all.
I don't think he was a Sanguith, though.
Well, we already
Let's
discussed that it
reserve
wasn't a
that.
Vampire.
Let's reserve that talk. Let's make it the outpost. The Voturian is posted there. I'll alert her to the situation, and perhaps we might discuss further about
What's the Volturi?
next steps.
The
Sort
leader of the guard?
the colonel or
Yeah.
general, some equation there.
I'm from the north, I don't know shit.
No worry. From the north, where are the rest of you from?
I'm speaking with their exact accent the whole time.
Green Reach.
I used to live near Sinstasia.
Oh, well, that must have been something.
I lived
It
in a
was
lake of
certainly something.
slime.
I imagine so. And your Salahim friend there?
Under the rock.
Cinder.
He lived in
We
Cinder.
only
Well, we
know
know
he lived in
Cinder.
Cinder.
We didn't know anything else besides that.
Well, let's get him a bit of rest, and he looks like shite.
He
I
does,
mean,
kinda. He was much prettier when we first
He's
saw
got
him.
the skin tone for it too now, so we got to get him some rest.
As you guys crest back up towards this large keep set into the side of the mountain, so as not to be too prominent, there is a larger structure within that. The horses were stabled in there. As you guys are sort of delivered to the infirmary area,
Yeah.
you're welcome to stay within this area for now until I clear more with the Voturian. Food and water will be brought up. It's very basic sort of rations.
That's so very kind of you. Thank you.
Don't get much
Give you
credit
the-
for anything.
So
else.
we're in.
Maybe.
Yes.
We'll see what he
Slytherin.
makes of the information.
I'll return as quickly
Get
as I
early.
can.
I got a quick
Some of the
question
things.
for you, bud.
Oh, yes.
Is there any fast magic
And
set?
please, Vorda.
Water bud. So, is there any magics that could get us back up towards the north, around this area?
We'll see what we might do for you.
Great.
I do think, in my own estimation, and this is what I'm going to propose to the Volturian, is that at the very least, for being good citizens,
I mean, that's
sending you on your way with horses to the Archon outpost and see if they might send you along your way to wherever you might.
He's one where they're digging.
Yes, the Archon.
that's what he said, Dickens.
Digging, digging.
They could be digging as well. I'm not sure. But
Wizards.
wizards.
Well, I greatly appreciate it.
Sure, I can tell you all have been through something, and
Yeah.
some more than others. When he wakes, try to contain his righteous fury. I do know that
He's quite a interesting character. Yeah, we don't know him that well, so we don't really.
He was a sex worker when we met him.
He probably needs
Well,
juice.
just make sure he's kept still.
He
and doesn't
needs some
cause
milk.
He
too much
lost
issue.
blood.
Just most vitally is, I believe you found yourselves swept up in something rather peculiar. Any information that you can present before I go see the Volturian is welcome, unless you've already armed me with
Well, I mean,
everything you care to.
I pretty much gave you my gist of it. I mean, we were.
The long and short of it, yes.
Yeah,
Well-
we showed up this place. There was a big, I would say, earthquake, and they're like, we're used to it. But then the earthquake turned into thousands of zombies.
Do you know Sanguith Sarnmord?
Yes, that's who we'd spoken of earlier that he passed through occasionally.
Yeah, we already got.
Oh, we
Through
got
that
that.
two towards us.
There
Okay.
was
and this is the false sanguine.
Yes.
Yes.
There was a death knight leading the zombies.
there was a knight that was really the one that was leading these zombies, raising them, snuffing fires out with just a wave of his hand or sword. Yeah. He seemed to be the leader. If anyone were planning on going out there, take a look. You might want to look out for
And he
him.
kept referring to the princess.
Princes.
Yeah, we figure
And
out where
as a
Spear
further
is.
warning, if any of you do go out
No.
there, your vampiric gift will not keep you safe. when
Oh
they're
no,
undead.
because the vampires that were attacked turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is something else I certainly have not experienced.
Do you know where
No.
Spear is?
Skill?
SCURE.
I'm afraid I don't. Sorry.
It was odd because we rescued a couple guards, and then they had been bitten, and then they turned into the zombie horde and started attacking.
Yep.
And the guy, what's that word where you take a temple and turn it into a not temple?
Desecrated?
That's it, the temple.
He turned that thing into like an acropolis.
And then the
I
not.
thought I had heard that word echo through. I didn't mean to listen in on, but that cohort that sort of leads that small cabal, nasty fellow, to be honest.
Then the not
Yeah, I think
sanguine.
he drank pee from what I heard from Mikheil.
I'm sure he's done plenty. Any sort of vital fluid, the various humours of the body are consumed here. They think blood is not the only gift that might be given, so that's
Ew.
The not sanguine had skinned your sanguine and was wearing
Yeah.
his skin. It was actually an animated thing of organs that tried to run away from us.
This is a lot for me to try to indicate to Volturian.
We should
I'll
probably
try
save
to.
these details for the Vortarian if he chooses.
Well,
try
you
to
said
cheat
give
this.
you as
I'll-
much information as
I'll
possible.
share all this and everything, and we'll see if we can supply any other details. If you don't mind, if you have some spare bit of parchment or some is over there,
Oh yeah.
and just try to write down all pertinent names and details you can detail, as well as who is in command of some sort of defense in Cendre. Any pertinent details you can would be helpful.
Oh, there was that one dude that was inside the building that was with the sanguine. I forget what he was, but he was
He
like
was in some pretty ornate
clad
armor.
armor.
Tend to your friend and wrote this down and
yeah.
Is the Voltaria a religious man?
she.
She.
Yes.
So no.
What?
She is
Not Elvis,
far
man.
more in adherence than I. We are here in the noble post for Cendarian, but we watch with a careful eye the fervour that is joined in this place. We'll leave it at that. I shall return.
Great, thank
If you
you.
need anything, my soldiers will be just outside the door.
I'll get your shoulders.
As he'll kind of excuse himself. You see he speaks to them in just a couple of sentences. You guys kind of pick it up. Be sure to keep a close eye on them, secure the door, don't let them out. And as he'll continue along his way and stuff.
Because we're model citizens.
I am going to
Nice.
knock on the door.
And you're conscious and drifting in and out and just like focusing. So you heard all of this, but just like, okay. You know, and as well as like grief. So,
In denial.
a knock on the door and everything.
Through all of the...
Yeah.
Is there a place around here I could get oil, a lantern, ball bearings, and there's some other stuff?
Better not be making what I think you're making.
There's no real shops. I'm afraid not.
Or you look like a guard.
As kind of like
Yeah, not a merchant.
where you could just see from the side of the face and everything. I don't know.
So there are no
shops
stores
I know of
around
where
here?
you can purchase a lantern, oil, and ball bearings.
Is there food out with us, or are they gonna relay?
That's getting on its way.
Okay, sweet.
So,
Well, thank you.
of course, close the door again and stuff. The female soldier and stuff, you know, she's just kind of like, you can tell she's just being kind of stern and sort of like, you know, don't worry about feeding me that much, you know. Just a little bit snooty. But within about 10 minutes time,
Are
you
there
guys-
drawers in here? Cabinets?
It is acting as a vampiric infirmary. Um,
Are there
but
scalpels?
no real like instruments or much of anything.
It's just a bed so they
Gauze.
can
Sort of
lay
like
down
a
and get
base
healed
room.
over time.
There are like burial shroud stuff and like linens in that way and gauze and
Ooh.
stuff. Plenty of things in that way. But
Rubbing alcohol?
no real proper
Tipper
rubbing
tank?
alcohol, but like mineral spirits and things of that nature and stuff. So
Inflammable
flammable,
minerals?
certainly. But within 10 minutes'
Oh,
time,
no.
as
Yoink.
Nargo's kleptomaniac within the infirmary,
I was just smelling it. I put it back.
food is delivered. It is very base. Some kind of like quickly roasted goat and some biscuits
Oh, you guys didn't get this fancy.
and everything. So
Ew.
everything
You
as you
spoil
see kind of
me.
one of the soldiers bringing it in and everything. Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And then you see like a little twirled mustache and stuff. Not everybody appreciates a vampire who can cook.
No, that's really neat.
That's
He
handy.
sets it out there and everything, and so kind of excuse himself. There's what is like a really simple wine to drink.
Are
I'm
you
gonna make a
saying
sandwich with
it's
a
not
roast.
implied that we can take what we
Biscuit.
want?
Yeah.
Biscuit.
I think probably not.
I mean, one of those shrouds covered in mineral oil had sparked up.
I love how you're like 3 or 4 months old, but almost all of your knowledge has to do with setting things on fire.
I mean, that is the most fun.
Yeah,
Wrong type of parenting. What are you teaching this man?
how to set fire.
But some time passes. You smell the roast goat and everything, and you're happy to have wine, anything to get some calories going through your body to help this. And like you peel back your hand, and you can see just from the little prick, almost like a single slicing wound. This reddish bruise has like kicked out to the rest of your extremity. It's a mark that you're not sure is ever going to heal.
Your body has been scarred for that.
Yes.
That's what happens when you have a little prick in your hand.
Just committing to a short rest.
Yep.
So about half an hour passes, and you guys are just taking in the room. It's like a basic sort of like some tables, a gathering of like spirits and gauze and other various like burial items and stuff that he had spoken of as an infirmary of sorts. But this is also sort of like a morgue, burial preparation room and stuff.
I'm going to go stand in the corner and try to look like a potted plant.
Why did you guys come back? Or follow me, I guess.
We found this letter, and it mentions you in it.
On genuine Selahim skin.
It's not Selahim skin, it's just skin.
That sounds...
I bet it's Selahim skin.
We
Tasted
found this
like
in that
something.
temple that we were...
They were hoping to kill you there. I think.
It tasted like whiteheads and
In the consecrated
psoriasis.
barrow.
Salty and flaky.
Well,
Mm.
Ew.
Oh, do you know who Elheim is? Elheim?
Make a religion check.
I am proficient.
We also found some interesting things, and we kind of came up with the insight.
10.
Not a good roll.
No, it's an order of different type of angel. You're like, meh. Kind of blocked it out.
And that thing we killed was wearing skin of a vampire.
The vampire wasn't really a vampire, but it was the guts that was the creature.
We found elven skin and human skin with this tattoo. I pull out the
No,
skin
no,
with
no,
the
no, no,
tattoo
no,
on
no,
it,
no.
with this tattoo,
He took him with him.
and I put it back. And we found a talking head god thing that
Do I roll a
do
check
we know
on a
which one-
tattoo, or is it just like
It seems
decorative?
ornamental and decorative.
So gross.
There's only sentimental meaning, not a real
Do we know
meaning.
which skin belonged to which
Cure.
character?
Yeah, the one was more caramel skin, probably guiding for the Sepulturian, and the other one was maybe the Kagger ethnic group and stuff for humans. but you're not 100% sure. That's what you're able to suss out just passively. And for Mikheil,
Can I do a check on skewer? Is that
yeah, history check.
History check.
This would be something in your bag that you can make a check about.
Also proficient in history.
Roll good.
Awful 4.
Okay.
So 6
Yeah.
bonus. I know.
No.
I don't know.
Not calling
I
anything to
I
mind.
still don't feel good.
Obscure remains
You're tired.
obscure.
Well, thank you for coming to get me. I appreciate not dying there.
Yeah, I mean, that dude was.
I kind of looked like you were trying to die there. I'm guessing that's some sort of humanoid grief thing.
You
I mean,
know,
at some cases,
well,
people do that.
they are dead now, and we are alive. So
Well, wait, who's
let's
dead?
keep going.
Well, we don't know that no one got out.
Yeah, we don't know. No one got
There was
out.
that mountain pass.
The pass was right there.
They knew about it.
We told your people about the pass,
And I told the ranger lady who I left the kids with.
and you told the ranger lady. So maybe someone survived.
It wouldn't be the first time that everybody I knew died. I'll just meet more people.
I mean, that's the worst
Like
way
you
to go
guys.
about it.
Well, that is
Also
not
that.
comforting in any way, shape, or form.
What you're saying is that a prophecy will be fulfilled and we'll also die soon. So
what
Let's
happened?
not be that negative, shall we?
Past life stuff. It's fine. I
Oh.
should have listened to a squirrel, and I didn't.
Are you from
Cinder?
Cendre?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Where are you
Where are you
from?
from?
Synstasia,
Oh.
initially. Well, outside Synstasia, that's where I was born. I lived there for a long time.
Why you leave?
Because I didn't listen to the squirrel.
What did the squirrel say?
It said that, well, I was part of an outfit of soldiers, and I was told by Squirrel that we would be betrayed by within. We were charged with accompanying a wizard, and yeah, someone betrayed us, and everyone died.
Wait, is your god a squirrel?
It might as well be. I don't have a goddess anymore.
How did you survive?
Why a squirrel?
Luck, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a cruel joke.
So did the squirrel save you? If the squirrel hadn't have told you that, would you have died?
Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe it's a good thing that the squirrel talked to you.
I guess.
And did the person who betrayed you get away?
I don't know. I don't. The only way that they could have known where we were and how to attack us is if someone that was part of the group had told them.
Ooh, so
There were only 4 of us.
you were protected by magic?
I know. Just dumb luck, I guess. It's the way it all shakes out in the end.
Where was the squirrel?
It was on a tree.
I feel like you're fixated on the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Well,
you absolutely
Very
are.
If there
fixating.
were soldiers and they were going out and there was a squirrel, then there had to be trees around, so he wasn't really in the middle of Synstasia, right?
It was not inside.
Well, I mean, there are trees in Synstasia. It's not like it's just made out of pure stone.
We weren't underground. If that's what you were asking.
Well, it could have been a ground squirrel.
I guess it could have been.
I am the ground squirrel.
Yes, the dreams.
Heed my words.
So I don't know if you could tell. If I hold my war pick allows me to speak with animals
Uh-huh.
all the time.
Oh.
Which is why I haven't picked it up in.
So were you holding the pick when the squirrel talked to you?
Yes.
So
It was not
Volta,
accurate.
Yeah.
from speaking with the Votarian,
Okay.
come in.
Sure.
Yep. Please.
First Klee
Your
comes
place
in,
anyway.
kind of closes the door.
I mean, he's still being polite.
I can't believe you took away.
Yeah, when you get a chance, put that away. We don't want to touch
Did
it.
I?
I did Votarian. She
You
has
passed out with your dick out.
seen it fitting. We ought to allow you to proceed on unaccosted, unmolested, or otherwise untroubled. The answers I were able to give her were satisfactory. As I said, you were penning all due detail. She said she wished not to enter into this matter directly, so I believe with the information of this false anguish, she doesn't want to get too close to it. So she's asking me to sort of lead up this initial part of the investigation. Did you prepare any notes? Oh,
Yep.
Thank you very much. He'll just kind of pace the room really quickly and stuff.
Is she sending any to Cendre? Or?
I'm afraid that is far beyond our reach. It would perhaps take a month or so for us to get any element of force there. Part of our a small force teleporting in, which she is going to alert some force within Cendre, but I doubt they'll give much care for some frontier outpost. But I do share your concern for this. You had spoken of landing in the barrow, perhaps a bit north of my outpost.
Yes.
We'll commit to an investigation there and see what we might suss out further. As for your place in this, she was saying that it might be best to send you on across the Sanguinary Gate to Bloodharn. You might seek teleportation there. Although I did inform her of the archaeological dig, and she said that is also valid, but knows that that is perhaps less likely to occur, that they're not offering public service there, and would be loath to expend any of their resources in teleporting some random people along their way, but I am willing to...
so they could just do that.
We have our own chalk.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
We
yeah,
found one.
yeah. We found it while we were
In the
so
mountains.
escaping.
Might convince them otherwise. Well,
The barrow, I wanted to clean the barrow out of this magical goop that was creating undead that would eat children, but I was overruled. So when you go in, there's going to be these pieces of things turning into bigger things.
I'm gathering about a dozen soldiers or so. Demonte Knights, you need them.
Oh, well,
Maybe a spellcaster, because there is this sigil around this.
Large
wait.
sarcophagus.
Oh,
Well,
don't
yes.
touch
If
it.
Well,
it
no,
was
that
not
may be
already,
different, 'cause
apparent,
they're-
I am
They're undead, so
a bound by oath
Mhm.
to be able to, let's say, do away with rival undead.
Can I
know
sketch?
that is sort of a strange thing, but us we don't like the competition on life, as it were.
Gives
I
you
guess
that
that's
name.
some people's outlook, but
Yeah.
we like to remain an element of civility.
Can I sketch the sigil
I'm
for
glad to
them?
see you're awake again. I am very sorry for what the crew did.
Thank you.
Taking
No, I,
advantage of travelers is
that was-
something that
That was my fault. I didn't
No,
think about it.
it's-
I wasn't really thinking too much about anything.
I don't want you to think that is how we wish to carry ourselves.
Did you say to
No,
give
it's
him the
not.
letter or not?
I actually worked with Vineyard for a number of years, so I know that you're not all that way.
I appreciate
Just
that.
like
It
every
seems like
other
they're not going
race,
to get
there's
involved
good and
anyways.
bad.
Is he letter would help them get involved, or
But
we'll give them
if
all the
if you are
information.
going
I copied.
to
Yeah.
if you are going to Bloodharn, we are willing to give you mounts and tack if they're delivered. But of course, if you're going to the Archime outpost, then you'll find yourselves lacking horses. But it should be only about 3 days travel from.
I handed him the copy of the letter.
Is your hand
The
short?
original was
Thank you.
A little
This
bit.
is-
Do you need help with that?
I mean, we healed him earlier.
I don't know. I feel like I'm as healed as I can be.
Would a lesser restoration help with that at all?
Mine.
I'm gonna try that.
I like the
Come
original. was-
over, the hand coalesces and kind of unshrivels. There's still like a bit of like blackened skin and such, but you're on the mend. Some more magical healing and some more rest and stuff would certainly suffice. And
Thank
that is the original letter.
I
this
give
is
him the copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The original was written on flesh.
I see. This will suffice. Fine. You can see it doesn't sit well with him. He takes the job very seriously. He'll kind of like tuck it into the midst of his armor and stuff.
I mean, I'll let you see it, just so you can verify that it's the same information, at least.
As he'll kind of like take it and read over it and take it back out
Compare.
and kind of compare and stuff.
It's a lot of typos,
Takes
but it
your
works.
notes and everything. Yes, everything seems in order if you are laying claim to that. I imagine you'll need to pay the proper tax for adventuring in these parts. If you have a spare bit of coin,
Wait,
which to
we
offer to
didn't ask to be adventuring. We just got shunted in there by some asshole. Okay, we didn't.
as you are adventuring in the Valley of Pala,
How-
along the roads that the Demonti military maintains,
What's the
we,
tax?
as the Emperor's Ward, will take all due tax from what you have reclaimed from this space. Of course, with good turn in alerting us to this Cendre situation, and of course, the loss entailed by some, I would like it to be known that I think a gold piece per will more than suffice.
I hand him 5 gold
If you
pieces.
have it on you. Thank you very much. This maintains the safety of the roads and ensuring that people like myself can eat.
I didn't adventure, so
Well, I feel it's
get-
only polite they've
get
provided us with dinner and
discount?
stuff.
Well,
Let's head down to the
They,
sanguinary
If you're
cave.
going
they did
to
provide
resort-
us with a lovely
I think
dinner.
he's referring
Yes,
to
yes.
afterwards.
did I?
if you're going to be traveling along and stuff, you best be operating under at least the illusion of moving about these places.
I'm always under an illusion.
That's
like a receipt.
It's a very bad illusion.
Or a pass card.
I will not grant you
like a
writ,
license.
but I will at least make note that you paid your necessary offering here. And I'm sorry, you...
Oh no, it's to Braden.
Oh,
Sorry.
no worries, yeah.
What's my starting
Yes,
gold
I'm
piece
also-
thing? I didn't. We never talked about.
You had taken which background?
Sex worker.
So guild artisan. You would have
1500.
20 gold pieces.
20 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually like to give Nar the 5 back, so I can be the one to pay the 5. I feel like I owe
and the
them
Nard gives
for
him
not
5 gold.
leaving in a,
Regardless of who's paying, I will make noted that a Dither Fiend woman, a Dark Elven man,
Yep.
an Eldritch, with a human man, and you of Cendre.
We are.
I would like to just say that I only recognized you as human. The less detail we go into, I perceive the better, as this false sanguith has left me with a great element of concern. Now, if you are committed to keeping that and acting upon that information, I, of course, would be happy to hear my, if it is outside of Dumont's reach, outside the Emperor's Ward's jurisdiction, and you're not wanting our kind to poke their nose around in it, then see where that might lead.
Give you a heads up.
I feel like we should look into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Please appraise either myself, which I can be found here, although I know Suntherian is quite hard to get to. It's not on the usual boundaries of things. But if you do teleport to Bloodharn, the Officium outside of it, along the Pale Pass, it is about 15 days' ride across the Sanguinary Gate, so should not be too much of an issue for you to get here. Or if you are in any space that anyone might send a message or carry courier this way, I'd be happy to receive any updates as well.
Okay, we will send you.
I know you all, having witnessed what you did in Cendre, will likely arm you better for understanding what exactly is occurring. These are foreboding words, and I'm not a superstitious man, but I can say that I'm afraid dark days might be ahead of me. And perhaps for yourselves as well.
Yep.
Be safe on your travels.
Yeah, I gotta get home.
Where is home?
Thanks for the
Citadels.
I'm Gilles, by the way. My
Very
first name. Gilles Latiens, yes.
Is it Giles?
Gilles. Gilles.
That was close.
I'm glad you came along. Otherwise, perhaps Cendre would have gone unnoticed for, I dare say, months. And again, I am sorry for your loss. If you are intending to go to Bloodhorn, horses will be tacked and ready. Or if you need to take rest here, you'll be allowed to do so in the infirmary. But the Rotarian asked you not to tarry long, as it is certainly drawing quite a bit of attention.
Is there anything we should know about the cross to Bloodhorn?
You'll be crossing the Sanguinary Gate. Very hard to miss. A black steel structure near 1,000 feet high. You'll be riding along it on horseback, close to 15 days. Perhaps not quite that.
A well-patrolled area?
Very, very.
Okay.
It secures our southern border.
It's well patrolled around here too, like around Cendre.
Yes. This is sort of the very far western reach of the gate.
So, straying south puts us
Into the lands of the Southern Lycan Pack. I don't know if you have kin or friends there, or where you might seek refuge, those of the north. But I wish you well in your travels.
Thanks.
Of course.
Like, we might sit here for a minute and decide.
Sure.
You wanna-
I'll make sure they have the horses ready if you're leaving now, or are you intending to gain some element of rest? I don't know
I
if you
think
are
we
well
should
enough to travel.
take off now.
I mean, if you could strap me to the saddle, I wouldn't mind a nap.
Well,
You better put pants on first.
I'll
Depending on
go
which
let them
horse
know
you're
so
riding.
you have the horses ready.
Thank you.
I would just
Yeah.
now realize that I'm still
Still relatively.
fix it.
But
My legs.
he kind of exits the room and stuff, and you see the soldiers kind of cast their eyes back. As you guys are closed within this space, you can gather up. This will be like a good another day's of ration and everything. And you can fill if you have a spare water skin with the wine, or if you want to keep your water skin. Or
Give me some wine.
So I think we should say we're heading down the Bloodhorn with the horses, and then just go up to the dig. Like double back, go to the dig.
They're going to expect their horses back.
Are they?
What is
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I mean,
this dig?
what benefits us from going to the dig site? What's the benefit?
Faster travel?
I mean, he already said that they're almost not wanting to use any resource.
Well, we have a resource.
We have Chaw.
We
and
have
we
a
can trade the
resource.
horses if we need to.
I mean, even that. I mean, that's
No.
even that may cost a heavy price because all that is just a component. They could
we
ask
have
for
information
much
as
more.
well. We know about
We-
the fake adept.
I mean,
do
look,
we
they don't.
exactly want
I don't. think they
Archime
give a shit.
fiddling with this?
I know what does Archime do.
Hmm?
What are Archime?
They got their hands in every single pie that's available. They're kind of.
They're bakers.
No, it's just
It's
just a metaphor.
Yeah, they were what emerged after the war a while ago.
Ooh,
3
like
years
Eldritch.
ago. Basically, they kind of wanted to unify everything, and then, from what I've been told, they wanted to unify all the races,
It's not bad so far.
but they did it kind of abrasively, I would say. Very much.
So, is this in the pro or the con list?
I mean, I'm like in my 20s, dude. I don't know. I wasn't there when it happened.
You know that both of you are fugitive under Milani law, and so Archime would enforce that.
So we're going to
So, yeah.
we're going to Bloodhorn.
Bloodhorn it is.
Well, if they knew who you were and stuff,
Yeah.
that you guys have that context
I
to
don't
kind
wanna risk
of
it.
like, you know,
Like, this is why we
our Archime is a dangerous thing. You can go to the Officium and certainly teleport and everything via the kind of network, but ultimately that's where Bloodharn is as well as an Archive Ephesian.
My disguise ability is not that
So
good.
you might
at
be
the
dealing with
moment.
Archive either way.
Either way, yeah.
One is certainly a little bit quicker, but no guarantee of whether.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Well, I think we should hit blood.
Can I roll an insight check to see if I pick up on the fact that they're a little bit uneasy about going to an
Definitely, yeah. Roll an insight check.
I mean, I don't know anything about your guys' history.
Like any of
Yeah, I
this.
didn't. I mean, I wasn't in the room. God, why do I keep rolling an 8?
That's rough, man.
Awful.
Like, I just wanna
Always
get
8,
home,
like,
guys.
That wood is like nothing but a 10.
Yeah, 10.
10? Okay. A slight read off of both of them and stuff. You have picked up just throughout your limited interaction with them that, they're close knit, almost, thick as thieves.
A
you
little
would say.
too close.
But with the 10, that's all you get.
Where would Kavindig be? Last based on what I know.
Oh, out of Vodrin, kind of pretty far away. On up here.
Okay.
That's where you got the dead drop from him at.
Okay.
We have to go through Milan to get there.
We don't. We're not, well,
Yeah. Through the mountains and stuff. That'd be a long, arduous journey and
Yeah,
stuff. You guys
The
know
part
if,
marked Elven Empire is the part we would like to avoid.
Yeah, you guys know Kyme is, a double-edged sword. They have a lot of knowledge, but also then they know what you're looking after and everything. So
it'll just go to Bloodhorn. That's fine. It's farther south, right?
I mean,
South.
It's right here. It's actually a little north and
Well, it's farther
northeast.
away.
I know where I want to go.
well, yeah, it's further away from.
Let's just go to Bloodhorn.
I know where I want to go when we teleport.
Yeah, where are we going? Once we get to
Okay,
Bloodhorn?
so I have to ask, you keep teleporting all over. Do you have some sort of teleport curse that you keep showing up new places?
Man, I really hope not.
Because are we going to teleport off the horses halfway to Bloodhorn?
I don't think so. That's not the curse I've known to be having, but I gotta get home.
But in the last couple weeks, you've teleported twice.
Well, so is Sorna.
Yeah.
So it's spreading from you to her?
And you're next.
Well, he cured it, right?
Nope. That was just the hair growing out my face.
Oh,
Can you catch a teleport curse?
no, there's no such thing.
Are you
Oh.
sure there's no such thing?
There's
Well,
definitely
everything's
some-
probably a thing.
Well, that's very comforting. I'm much happier now.
I'm sure it's not.
Would I know if there's a teleport place in Tiffins?
in Titans? Oh yeah.
Correct me.
Guy spotted as well.
Guy spotted.
So, you know that if you get to Narcon Ephesium, that
I could get the guy spotted and head back
But
down.
you guys start kind of heading out towards the horses. They do not have much rations. They're already kind of trusting you to take the horses.
I'm an outlander.
They say they just thrown some extra water skins on there for the horses and filled the saddlebags with food. They do say, like along the Sanguinary Gate, there are portions of it that it's wilderness, it's rough terrain, but it's well patrolled and everything. So
Would we able to get some ammo? We lost a lot of our ammunition
you're
in the
kind
fight
of like talking
for
to one of the
Cendre.
soldiers there, sort of like the quartermaster. You can see setting the saddlebags on. He's actually the same cook.
Yeah.
Cook and horses.
Thanks.
So he'll kind of like come over and he'll give you a good 10 crossbow bolts.
Okay.
Is what you need.
Yeah, for me, yes.
You have light crossbow, right?
I like crossbow now.
Yeah. So.
Did you steal a light crossbow?
What?
Did you steal a light crossbow?
I think Mikheil gave me one.
Oh, that's
He
right.
gave you one after they
After,
told you.
yeah, he handed it to you after you dropped the one you had stolen.
Yeah.
Everything is you got the crossbow kind of tucked away because it's a Dumonte issue. You don't want
Right.
to see them walking around with it and everything.
Yeah.
But just like so setting that and everything. You guys are ready to go. A horse for each of you. So
And we're dropping the horses off with someone in Bloodhorn?
the Vorder is there, kind of like looking on you passing. Yes, we have quite often couriers between, so they'll be expecting a number of horses and stuff.
Do you need
It'll
delivery?
be-
while
Are we
we're going?
taking anything with us?
as you see, he does show you one of the saddlebags and everything. This is the kind of like a small scroll. This is to allow them to know that this was sent in kind, that you're not trying anything. But do know that if there's a certain missing quota or anything, and we find about a month that these horses did not arrive at the location, you will be branded horse thieves and hunted as such. So
Seems fair. But you have anything delivered to Bloodhound now? Since we're already going?
I don't believe so presently.
So things don't usually attack and eat the horses, as we're.
That'd be an issue.
I mean, the trail we're taking seems to be guarded in most parts.
So on single area gate, you shouldn't have too much issue other than the errant alien predator or perhaps some wandering thing.
Giant birds.
Yes,
I think we can
There's,
handle ourselves.
vultures, especially those that become shade-touched.
Shade-touched
It's
birds.
where certain corrupting influences
Where hair
can
grows out of
shape
the face?
beasts. Sort of where elements of their visages do alter, not so much hair growing out of the face, but many creatures can take on many different forms, usually shadowy growths of some kind.
Are you saying a giant bird take on the form of a naked lady to get you to come back with it to its hut?
I think that's a
I don't think he said anything about naked ladies.
I don't know what threats you might face.
It's like a mutation.
Is a naked lady a threat?
I mean, maybe.
I've
I
known
know,
some ladies.
Well,
Anyway,
thank you for your help. We will
kind of
be
like
on
pat the
our way.
horses and everything, you know.
The horse flies.
It just lets make sure that we're talking with who we should if we take one.
On our way to Bloodhorn.
Yep,
Very well. Travel on,
that's what we'll do.
Thank you.
and may his fame smile be upon you.
yeah, sure.
As he kind of like gives a kind of a wry smile.
And unto
you guys
you.
Set off early this day through again the mountain passes that Mikheil, you had run that previous day, and you guys had just traveled through. It is a long day traveling back and forth. Your asses are sore from the riding, and you're just kind of like just slumped over and everything as you guys are getting there along a pretty good trot. As it begins falling to night, the blood red moon of Sangloon again greets the sky. You can see the spire surrounding, or the spire above Cendre, Mount Nosfera, gracing the skyline. As you begin to crest on down towards that other outpost, you do stop in there. They do take like a look at the note and everything, as another voter is there as well, saying that you're free to stop off here, take care of your own horses and everything, and you can move along your way. So,
Brush my horse mean.
everything, but you can
Are we
begin
supposed to
taking
do
a long
that?
rest.
No, but I want to.
I brush my horse's mane.
You guys unsaddle them and everything, you know. You're level 4 adventurers. You know how to take care of horses, of course.
We lead them to water.
With garlic and pepper?
with a little bit of guidance.
Yes,
Um,
I follow her lead.
so,
Yeah,
Leave the eyes alone.
No,
I guess-
don't.
as you are
I thought I
just
heard.
untacking your horses and everything, you crest to the 14th of Summit.
Okay.
As all of you are given just sort of cots to actually sleep on the roofs of one of these pair of towers in between the large black steel portcullis.
How was the last
So
captain
they lock
suntan?
you out of the outpost, and they are patrolling along the portcullis and stuff. So
I thought they couldn't go out in the sun.
Well, they have naturally darker skin tones.
Yeah, but he said tanned.
So, I don't know.
You could be turned
With a
at a
suntan?
certain point.
So you're like George Hamilton?
No,
a
I mean,
vampire?
there's such thing as Creon vampires.
And you can still go in the sun if you.
I thought you said when they get in the sun, they go all crazy and turn into huge beast and suck the blood out of everything around them.
I don't know who told you that.
I did say that. Yeah. No, I was joking.
Vicar,
I
maybe
thought,
you're not the
I
best
thought you
dad.
got that. Stay out of his portal.
Yeah, no, I agree. Vicar's a terrible father.
We're still alive.
Yeah, no thanks to you guys.
Yeah, well, I'm also still alive, and my dad didn't teach me to set shit on fire and to fear every living thing. Well, he might have said that, but not setting on fire.
I don't fear any living thing.
Well, to be fair, it is admirable that you are basically taking care of
Thank you.
this, though.
Thank you.
Despite
Don't
questionable
call him
choices.
this.
He has a name!
Ribsane is speaking to you. We take care of him. Don't forget that.
Of course.
What was that?
I said the horse. We need to finish up with the horses.
Do we
Sure.
hear this voice though, or is it
No,
it's internal?
just
It's
in
not
his
like Quaid, start the reactor.
Just in his head.
I begin meditation.
I also meditate. Just eyes open, staring directly at the Sully the whole time.
That's not how you do
He's
it.
gonna be snoring loudly.
Cast over sleep, snoring loudly. The dull crimson arcane torchlight kind of greeting you, licking across your face as you guys commit to a rest. The first safety you've kind of really known these past now cresting into 3 days. As your dreams and thoughts and meditations predominate with what you've witnessed. Apart from the macabre stylings of Nar, your characters have certainly faced more death and destruction within the past 3 days than most of your lives. But as you guys wake to a new darkened day, just the small bit of twilight kicking in the southern sky, you make your horses ready for the journey across the Sanguinary Gate and on towards Bloodharn.
Yes.
Hey,
At a fast pace if we can.
hey, Fancy
At a fast
Boots,
pace, yes.
how far is it to your house?
Well, if we teleport to the place I'm intending to, we can get there in maybe a couple days.
Teleport?
Does my
I mean, that thing
we're
go
going
away.
or back normal? My
As you awake, you kind of like look to your hand and coming out of your trance, still feel like your tendons are sort of just like off and everything. That
feel it.
usually you're far more able with your spindly limbs and the monk discipline that you focus on. You're far more rigid there than you'd care to know, but most of the blackness of the necrotic energy has faded. So
What
And health goes back to normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
what are we gonna do with your father?
We're not doing anything with him. What do you? I'm just trying to come back home because, like, I didn't ask to be sent down to the southern, hemisphere. I was kind of just trying to get out. It's hunting, doing my job, and then shit got crazy.
And you want to go meet his
So
father
wait, how
too?
did wait? Didn't,
Yeah, how did
so
you end up where you ended up?
She showed up out of nowhere and started helping me, and
yeah, you were on board a ship and had just along the Northspur River and had seen him coming under attack, and all the rest of the passengers were just kind of like, forsooth. Whereas
Book a show with the
flying,
ride.
being able to fly, crested over, and unfortunately they were already dragging him off into a darkened valley, and that's where you feel like the energies course over you, and ultimately the reddish sky, realizing you had been taken to somewhere you had not intended.
Yep.
So you were attacked by.
I was on a boat with my
do I know what
parents.
exactly they were?
They
Wait,
were
so you have
almost
to get
like
home to
undead.
your
It's
parents?
like nothing you had quite faced before.
You want to go home to your parents?
It was
I
some.
mean, they just need to know I'm okay. They don't really.
Yeah, that's exactly
So,
my goal as
You
well.
left your parents to go help a stranger?
They know how I am.
Wait, so what
Pretty
about
awesome.
this letter on creepy angel flesh? Shouldn't we do something about it?
I mean, where is there to lead to?
Uh,
None of us know what Skier is.
I mean, I assume as long as I stay away from Skewer, we should be fine.
Maybe we should head towards Skewer.
Where is Skewer?
I don't know. We should head towards wherever it is.
We should go to Bloodhorn first.
Maybe
and we'll figure
Bloodhorn
that out
has a
when we get
library?
there.
And we can look up in the library there.
And skin suit creatures.
Well, that might be a little
Those are
more
like
hard to find.
skinwalkers.
So.
No, the skin suit creature was really easy to find.
Yeah, but was there like 20 of them or just the one dude?
I don't know. We could go back.
Oh my god.
Maybe each of those things will turn into a skin suit creature.
Hey, no, how do we know that Boral is the skin suit creature?
He doesn't smell like one.
I've been with him
Plus-
for like ever.
Grim saying he's wearing a mask.
He has fancy boots.
He's wearing a mask after all.
He's
I've
wearing
been
a
I've been
literal
done
mask.
wearing this mask ever since y'all met me.
Very,
No,
very
he-
suspicious.
He took the mask off at some point.
I take it off all the time.
Well, I assume it's very convincing, or they wouldn't be passing as other people.
Well, he doesn't smell dead.
Fair enough. Okay. So Bloodhorn, how far are we from Bloodhorn?
As you guys are riding along and stuff, he said it was about a 15-day journey. But if you do kick that up to a fast pace, especially on horseback, you probably get there in about maybe 10 days.
That would be
Fantastic.
no
And we'll-
perception whatsoever, though.
Right, yeah, you wouldn't be able to perceive threats, but it is a well-patrolled road. You guys are going along.
Would this be within the
Escaped.
mountainous areas?
Mhm.
So it's favored land for me, so we can do that.
Setting
Oh.
out, you guys
Well, then we will do that.
have your horses ready. They do have very basic kind of water troughs, so you fill them up for the day and everything.
Got crate and stir water, so if we run out.
You're
In
perfect.
case you feel like destroying some water.
But
Yeah.
begin
Just throw all the
pushing
things in
further
the
southwards, where you can see
We don't
now
need
Mount Nosfera kind of rising against the edge of the mountains, and then you see this colossal black steel structure, near 1,000 feet in height, bearing iron fangs in its oat accordance. It is a massive undertaking just to get that much metal within the midst of this valley, and you know it passes over 500 miles or close to it.
What's the point of that?
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know.
Look cool, maybe.
Need to be
It's a-
engineering.
It's
I
a,
don't know.
it's a vampire thing.
As you guys crest closer, you can see up top of the gate that there are the same dull crimson lights and figures cresting up top, but they are far enough away that probably they only slightly hear the hooves of your horses echoing across it. And you guys are riding along the gate where you can see there are distinct breaks in the gate where it could be opened in various mile-long sections. Huge feat of arcane prowess likely being undertaken with each opening. But continuing along, the number of hours, the smell
Can I
of
walk
iron
around
and
it?
steel. It is a solid slab of iron passing on for miles as it hits the mountain. If you're proficient in history, you can make a history check and see what you're able to recall as you guys are just edging into your first couple hours of travel.
When we left the city, was there a gap to walk around the mountain?
No, the city is set into a valley where the mountains start.
It's a nat 20.
So Cyntharian is on the north side of the mountain, and so the mountains create a natural border here, and then the gate is set into the Valley of Pallor. And you,
I rolled a nat 20.
oh nice, okay. As you recall to mind, and I imagine you'd be sharing this with all due
Yes.
flair and gusto. You recall the Sanguinary Gate is one that Synstasia had breached. Were learning your history within Synstasia, and so most of it is from that lens, as you guys can tell. That indeed Pontiff Astrochias was one who had led the breach of the Sanguinary Gate and on up the Valley of Pallor in a war known as the Crusade for the Dawn. Sort of one of the largest sections of battles. And you know that the gate, it does stretch for near 1,000 miles.
Huh.
That it is powerful spells of transmutation are able to open the gate, but they are sewn inside of the gate so that they cannot be targeted or dispelled by any means. The gate is 1,000 feet high and close to about 100 feet thick. It can hold hundreds of thousands of soldiers within it. So truly a massive scale of this creation. So.
Didn't Pompous Asteroid appear in that scroll you just looked at? Yeah. The guy that breached the gate.
You talking about Pontiff?
Pontiff Astrachias?
That's it. Did he he was in that scroll we just looked at from that place. The final
scroll. It's an essay on
the final
on
stand.
kind of his final stand.
The motif.
So if he breached the gate and then hit a final stand, I'm assuming the breaching the gate did not go well.
Probably not.
Well, it was final. It definitely wasn't.
Well, I mean, it could be final as in he destroyed all the vampires and the rest of the planet lived happily
that's
ever
incorrect.
after.
And with your natural 20 on history, you do know there is a figure named the Gore King who actually felled him and kind of cemented power for Dumont in driving back Sinstasian forces who were bent on their destruction.
Why were Sinstasian forces attacking this huge gate instead of just going over the mountains over there?
Probably because it's an easy travel. I might be able to maybe good at climbing, but I mean, if you're trying to walk through a place with a bunch of horses over the mountains, that's not going to go well.
I find that when I'm trying to go into a place, instead of going to the front door that's made out of solid steel and with iron bars on it, I usually go to a back window or 1-3 floors up, go in through that window and get whatever I want.
Well, zealots have a different way of thinking.
And that is why they're all dead.
Zealots are kind of crazy.
We ride!
As you guys are moving along at a pretty quick pace and stuff, but still like just discussing amongst one another.
So, is Pompous Asteroid a hero?
Pontiff?
Yeah, Pontiff.
To some,
I mean, that depends on who you're looking at.
Yeah, to some he's a hero.
I mean,
there's probably not so much.
I mean, to me, it also sounds extremely stupid, but
it's the Sinstasian attitude.
right.
Straight.
But Sinstasian people probably see him as a hero for going against the...
For attacking a gate?
Yeah, going against the vampires all by his lonesome to die as a martyr.
I'm assuming he was leading an army. He was leading an army, wasn't he?
Yes.
Although, if he were an asteroid, he could probably take out the gate by himself.
Even so, the fact that there can be many people will think that what he did was probably the biggest blunder that he could have possibly committed. Some people might think him a martyr.
Well, wouldn't the biggest blunder be converting to a vampire and then helping them attack Sinstasia?
Yep.
That's also true.
You know, you people write strange stories.
I feel like that could have happened.
Definitely.
Did he become the Gore King?
No, he died.
Well,
He was killed.
I know, but your stories are sometimes kind of messed up. Maybe when you say he died, what you meant was that name died, and then he came back as the Gore King, this vicious vampire.
Maybe, but why would he walk up there and kill himself?
I think his old self died, and he was born anew as this new figure. Didn't you tell me it was a metaphor?
To be fair, if he didn't want the undeath, there's also a possibility that he would have just killed himself after being turned.
Yeah.
Ooh, I thought, can you do that? What does he have to do?
You just kill yourself. What are you talking about?
Well, how do vampires kill themselves?
Baptism in fire.
You can
Really? You can burn them to death?
Pretty sure they can only heal themselves.
Is there anything that fire can't do? I have to get oil, by the way.
Can't fill the void in my soul.
We can get you
As
some
you
oil
guys
from
look
the-
up, there are probably a good amount of vampiric guards. You guys are passing in pretty brisk
And they're
pace
looking at those
stuff.
fuckers over
And we're
here.
just having like a history lesson.
They're hundreds of feet up and stuff, but as you guys still peer on, you crest towards like that 4-hour mark,
How high
making
can you
really
fly?
good time.
30 feet is
It's
my
not good
speed.
For 6 seconds.
Wait a minute.
She can fly all the way up there.
Does anybody have a rope?
I think we all have.
I have,
I
I have
have-
50.
I
Well, I have 100 feet.
25 feet of rope.
I have a grappling hook,
I have 50 feet.
but no rope.
The wall is
I
1,000
have enough
feet
time.
Wait,
tall.
why do you have a grappling hook and no rope?
Why do you want to climb the wall?
I just want to
This
point
isn't gonna
out.
work.
How are
I'm
you
sure
gonna-
it's 1,000
I mean,
feet
yeah,
high,
yeah.
not 100.
Yeah.
Not exactly.
It's 1,000 feet
There's
high.
no way
and
right
100
He
there.
like
feet
he
thick.
gets you on, so he's like, "Great, now I gotta throw the grappling hook again." And he's like, "Ah!"
I don't think the horses want to run along the top of the gate.
Just
You know.
you guys been traveling on mostly bare stone and a bit of like the ashfall, cresting along towards that 6-hour mark. You have left Mount Nosfera far behind. As you're cresting on, you have not seen any stop off or any other travelers along this section.
So,
And
just to clarify, Fancy Boots, are you saying you want to go home?
Yes.
So you don't want to help?
I can help afterwards. I just want to make sure everything's all right by my house. You know, I kind of just got pulled out of what I was doing right in the middle of it,
So we should run to your house and check on your dad.
and kind of maybe make sure that those things that were dragging me didn't cause more havoc than they should be.
There are a lot fewer dark elves in the north, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
as you get to about the 6-hour mark, you haven't seen any stop off or any water by any means. And so it would be necessary to stop the horses. And
Do we have a bucket or something? I mean, is it just like a constant? I can just keep producing water.
I think
in my
you have to-
hands, like
yeah,
I've been
as
drinking?
well as,
pour into a
might dig a hole.
It's
it's bare rock, but it comes along with like they have kind of like a bladder and everything that you can fill with water and stuff to.
okay, cool. And
So, like the water equivalent of like the little oat sack
Yeah.
that you see in the
Yeah.
horse.
Oh, okay.
create and destroy water. The bounds of that, is that like a do it until you stop kind of thing, or is there like
They can
Yeah,
fill up
you
to 30
line them
gallons.
up and like
35 what?
Up to 30 gallons.
Oh shit. Okay,
so
yeah, no,
it's
that's fine.
more
Okay,
than
yeah.
enough.
Okay, good.
Just one casting is plenty.
Okay.
But
I'll
just
go
explaining that
get some
resource
food if anyone wants to help me hunt.
I'll go with you.
I have oatmeal.
You have seen just bare rock
you want
and the
some
metal
water?
wall before you.
I found my prey.
Throughout the whole day, you have not seen any animal near. But as it is crusting, you outride a bit in the last 2 hours of travel and stuff. Lacking dark vision is very difficult, but go and make a survival check.
And I'm there with him.
As
So-
with advantage, because he's basically spotting for you.
He has a little scope for me to make sure I can shoot.
yeah, and I'm not being
90
picky
feet
either, like rats or anything.
Are we in a ravine type thing?
Yeah,
What's
you
it
guys
look
are in
like?
this bare stone valley
You guys
with
know that
asphalt.
those goats that can just walk on like edges? I imagine he finds one and he shoots one, it just falls off and explodes.
You guys are away from the mountains. You're just in this.
I find one on the top of the wall. I shoot it and falls the other way, and I'm like,
Oh,
No!
the 21.
21. Okay. You do see that there are a flock of crows overhead, but carrion birds are not of eating
They
quality. or
be
anything.
carrying diseases.
But for the second hour it crests in, as he keeps kind of ranging away about half a mile from the group and will come back and everything. You guys are keeping it at such a quick pace. It's making it very, very difficult. So the DC was very high for the survival check. But with a 21 in the second hour,
I'm in my favorite lands.
and thankfully, because of you being able to spot it and stuff, there is out ahead what you see is a bursa, kind of a herd of them, sort of like a furless bipedal antelope, very peculiar, having two. One limb in the front and one limb in the back, but still running along the ground in that. So it looks edible. It looks vaguely kind of.
Have
like
I ever seen these before?
It's not standing up like this. It has
what a good day to be out in the wilderness.
one in front, one in back. You see a herd of them. There's about 6 of them that are kind of ranging along. They're very quick.
Okay.
And you loose an arrow.
Go
get
for
one,
kill
no
shot.
issue. So
Sweet.
You ride up with your horse and stuff,
I
slap
get
it
it.
over.
This thing's
It has
weird.
a really peculiar smell. You're not familiar with this creature. So as you hustle on back and everything,
Can I try to get a crow on the way back?
Like kill one or catch one?
the first hours where you guys saw the crows, would you want to shoot one down?
Well, yeah, I guess if I could earlier,
Oh,
yeah, I would have.
yeah. Make an attack roll. They're
Okay.
a bit further away.
Crow killing
Give
roll.
them
That's
proper-
really
Nice.
good. It's a 24.
As it falls to the ground.
You killed a man!
The other murder of crows, they kind of split around, but then they kind of curl and they are kind of overhead, and they're just like shrieking your direction and stuff, having killed one of their number.
Yeah, as I'm riding by, I go, crows are very peculiar creatures. And they'll remember things.
So it's okay. We're not
They'll
gonna
remember
move here.
this.
You reach down and
they
stuff.
can
You have a
speak.
crow on the end of the bolt and everything.
Yeah.
You shot it like right through the body, and definitely kill shot. So
Excellent. I'll tuck it away for now.
Do you know they're gonna fly up and push a soldier off on top of us as we're riding by?
but you guys press back and stuff with Bursa and Crow in tow. As
My
you
new
get,
law firm.
settle in for the night. There is no wood about any means. It is just a bare rock valley. But if there's some way to cook it that you
do not have a fire spell available, but I do have moonbeam. So if you guys would like
Radiant.
radiant food, we
Is that
can
like
do
microwave?
Yes.
Hold on. Hey, no, I got you this
shield
crow.
your
will
eyes.
bathe the creature in ethereal fire.
Oh, okay.
What
Thank you. I eat the crow,
does it cook
feathers and all.
or
Make a
how
con
does that even
save.
work?
thought you said we could
It's not a poison save.
Did
Not poison.
Did,
This is
12.
Did either
12,
of you
okay.
grab like firewood on your way
You know what
back?
I'll do?
It's not sitting well. It's definitely like food for you, but something was off with it.
I
Well,
spit out some feathers.
dude. Well, here. Let's just go to the side. I'll take out some torches and light those on fire.
I mean, sure, I guess.
Cooking by torchlight?
I have a
I'm not
sack.
going to use a single torch.
So you'll need to throw all your torches on there in order to cook it.
That's fine.
So
Do
you
you
guys just
Do you
throw all
want
your
to try
torches?
moonbeam simply because I mean, if we go to sleep after this, I'm not going to need it.
I don't mind eating it raw.
Well, I
Ah.
kind of do.
I mind.
Yeah,
you
I
dress it
would.
and everything, and you leave the entrails, and so you cut out nice thin fillets. So that way, how many torches do you have in total?
Should have 8 left.
8.
I have 5. in my
Five.
bag.
Are you ignoring me because it's not going to work?
Oh no! If you want to try to irradiate it, I just know they committed to the torches. If you,
I will take one fillet and put it down on a slab and test
Otherwise,
it.
I'll just if I can't see it, we can't.
casting moonbeam and stuff, it does effectively cook the meat and microwave it. It is radiant energy.
Oh
Um,
goodness.
So
Does anybody else want?
it's like microwaving a steak.
Oh, it's
It's
chewy.
a little rubbery, but it's
It
it's
effectively
not
cooks it.
raw.
You know what?
It's
Never
not
mind.
raw.
I'm just gonna save this for later, and I'll just put it in some type of sack. so
Are you
I
gonna
can-
eat oatmeal?
Can I eat the liver?
For
Do we have any tack?
I don't cook it. I just eat the
oh, they
liver.
did, yeah.
You use that raw and everything. That's okay. It's this one isn't actively diseased.
awesome tack.
Maybe we shouldn't eat crows anymore.
And then I'll
It was fine
I
last
will
time.
never eat crow again.
work on maybe turning this into jerky if I ever had the chance.
The meat will certainly spoil before you get a chance to really salt it.
I mean, you can bake it in the moonlight.
Yeah.
One casting it lasts a minute and stuff was enough for a good
Yeah. Does anybody
Fillet
else
and
want to
everything,
throw
yeah.
their
it's like
thing?
microwaving a steak for a minute.
Yeah.
Can you
I got
heat
another-
up my oatmeal?
Don't you have a spell called Produce Flame?
Wait. Did I? Oh, that's a cantrip.
So
Yes, I
as
do.
poking a stick and everything.
All right. Now we're getting
now
somewhere.
we're cooking. Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking with
I might accidentally poison scrain your fillet.
So I
got rid of
after
this
a very
poison.
base meal is had and stuff. You guys kind of commit to a rest and everything, unsaddle the horses, tie them together, and sort of do what you can. There's no real where to hitch them by any means, so
Just throw it at
keep
the wall.
them bridled as best you can.
How
No real issue. They're very well trained.
Entangle doesn't last very long. So.
Entangle the horses.
Don't entangle the horses.
You're not going anywhere.
Spike growth. And they're dead.
Oh goodness.
But committing to a rest, it passes to the 15th of Summit, the ascendant day of Earth, the one mentioned in that dark letter by this false sanguine.
Oh no.
You awake the next morning, feeling foul, as it were. Just something's off.
Did he get a disease?
I'm gonna detect poison and disease.
Mm-hmm. So divining.
How do you feel?
You look a little.
You're looking a little grayer than you usually are, man.
I feel fine.
Okay. Onwards.
As he still has the teeth and everything.
She told me to take the yellow ones out, so I took.
Did I find anything? Detect poison. We need pass without trace. Probably. Yeah.
That's what the tapeworm cast before it leapt into me.
You divine that he has the plods.
Plods.
The plods.
Like a secondhand plague.
Do I know what this is?
A disease that fatigues the body over 2 days. The legs of the victim will swell and harden, and often so much weight is gained in the legs that they are unable to be moved and must be incinerated.
What?
Good thing he's riding a horse.
But wouldn't the horse fall under him?
So, the lesser restoration will kind of clear it up and stuff.
Ameliorate.
And just carrion birds, even for an eldritch in this area in particular, are not good eating.
Okay,
Now
here's
we know.
a,
Would the lay
here's a
on
question.
hands option work too?
Use
or is
5
that
hit
not-
points.
Does it cover
Ameliorate.
disease?
Yeah, using 5
It's
hit
been-
points
it's
heals
been-
any disease.
Five lay on hands.
Okay.
Will be fine.
Sorry, I already picked.
I spit out the rib cage.
Oh, God.
But
Where did
you
you
now
find
feel
this
fine,
guy?
restored by some
Just
divine magic.
Wondering.
We found each other.
Well, that wasn't the question.
We keep each other safe. Where?
How did you meet?
The Green Reach.
Okay.
Just was it a
Green-
random
Green Reach.
happenstance? Was it like them where somebody was being attacked? Or did
We,
you fall from
we,
the sky?
we ran into each other.
Just wandering in the woods.
Yeah, the Green Reach.
You suck at explaining
Did we
things.
leave the Green Reach?
What was that?
Insight.
Yeah, it's needed. Like clearly, it's like we met in the Green Reach and stuff, so you can push them on it and stuff.
Okay.
But,
No,
I
that's
mean,
okay.
they're definitely like it's
I
not
know
one
about
share.
secrets.
You guys get weirder and weirder every day.
Well, I mean, we did beat the Green Reach, but I originally was from under the Rotmire.
Under it.
That's like in a completely different direction.
You guys feel a tremor.
What?
No, thank you.
Is an army of
All of you knowing that it is the 15th, the ascendant day of Earth. Your
Oh,
day
it's
is
the
going to be
peak.
marked.
It's the peak.
Going to be marked by many tremors as elemental Earth power is at its peak.
It's at its
Not
When
pure.
when is the new year?
That will be
15 more
in
days?
a month and a half.
Month and a half. Okay.
Yeah, it's still you have the month of Valley is the 12th month, and then Zephyr is the first month.
That's when they're supposed to
Do
meet.
you have any trackers or anything on you that an army of skin suit wearing not vampires will show up bearing swords and attack you today?
What?
Can't they
I
follow him or something?
They wouldn't know about my weapon. I haven't taken it out of the box in like 40 years. Unless they're from.
What if they grabbed your girlfriend and tortured her until she talked?
I don't have a girlfriend.
You know, the one in
No.
Well,
Shut your fucking mouth.
I didn't really tell her much.
All I'm saying is, he thinks they're all gone, but what if they ask questions before they went?
I don't think they were really the ask questions first type.
I know, but if you lost your sacrifice, wouldn't you want to?
Can you at least give it like 3 days maybe before we start talking about dead people?
Well, all I'm saying is, if this letter says they want to kill him, wouldn't you want to know where your sacrifice is?
For all they know, he's supposed to be in the temple right now.
What temple?
From the letter,
That ruin that we all were teleported to.
From the letter, you do glean what was important was that no outside entity be alerted to what was happening. That's more of the context there. That they were more worried about less of him as Mikheil and more him as a Selahim, maybe having some divine connection. They didn't want him to be consumed normally as Cendre was. That's more of what you take from the letter of like they didn't want any outsiders, anybody that they weren't sure.
They wanted to make sure that he couldn't get the word out.
Right, like patron or deities or anything that might be on your character's side. They were kind of like, we don't want it to.
By telling the vampire guard we already won.
That's funny because they technically should have been after me.
Why are they after you?
Follower of Leticia.
Yeah, I have no connection.
Did it say in there they were going to sacrifice you too?
No. But I'm just saying that of the two of us here, Sorna's the one that's more likely to have like some sort of thing with a god.
She's the holy type.
Well, you've had a thing with the god too? Not just his mother?
What?
Why are you pointing at me?
You said you had a thing with the god. Isn't that how he got around?
What?
You know, you people, you keep doing this instead of like just breaking in half.
As all of you silently continue carrying the horses, realizing that Connor knows nothing of normal reproductive matters. Bear with me. Okay.
I do a perception check to keep our surroundings.
You're moving at a fast pace, it will be at a disadvantage.
Okay. Well, I mean, because I'm in favored terrain, so...
Yeah, you'll still get that bonus, so that can offset it.
Yeah. Apart from the earthquakes, does this feel off at all? Like the day?
Not really. I mean, you've lived life in the midst of the elemental seasons shifting, and so not too unusual that even random fires will break out in the Ascendant Day of Fire. So that's always a really surprising day.
Will random fires break out today?
So my perception
not today, unless you said them.
So natural 20 and a 13, so that would make it an 18.
Nice. Okay. So, as you continue along this Ascendant Day of Earth, it is cresting well towards the evening, 6 hours into your travel here on the 15th, and you do see there is a passing Demonte patrol on horseback. You can see the horses are plated in armor, massive destrier draft horses and war horses. As these knights crest along, they are moving at a slower pace than you are. You know, they definitely remark on you guys moving along so quickly. But unless you stop to speak to them or address them,
wave as a goodbye.
You know, as you just kind of like give a little wave and stuff, they'll just give
finger
a nod
hand
and stuff.
crossbows.
No. So
You shoot him with a crossbow?
No, finger hand crossbows.
Oh,
So
Finger guns.
like so.
yeah.
For the remainder of travel, to see when you arrive, we'll go ahead and see what skills you wish to apply in order to bring about the success of the travel. If it is going to be survival, to not have to worry about eating your rations, and then I imagine you are expending the resource of creating water each day for the horses.
Yeah.
Pretty good at
I would also
perception.
do,
So I'll keep a lookout.
Yeah, definitely. So at disadvantage because you are moving at fast pace.
Okay.
Survival also at disadvantage.
good berries in case the.
Good berries, feeding that to the horses, that takes care of a lot. So.
Okay. 13 with a disadvantage. I'll add one of my reaction.
Can I? No,
And then
do that.
for Sorna, did you want to commit any skill or anything you want to do over the? You can definitely delve into the scroll case. delve into more of what you can get out of the letter?
Well, I don't.
Anything you're wanting to do.
I don't believe
over
I
there?
attuned to this yet.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so I
So
actually
spend time to tune to that.
Yes.
I just realized
14.
It's not of your goddess, but you're still happy to have the blessing of
I
soul.
realized that my proficiency would have been doubled since we're in the
Yes.
mountains previously, so that would have been a 20 for my previous perception
Okay.
check. But,
You realize that one of the Jumanji soldiers is sleeping with his best friend's wife.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of uptick, you kind of caught that. It was
Yeah.
like,
He's like,
is that lipstick on his neck?
oh!
Oh!
Dude, check it out!
So, it was perception,
14.
and you're doing survival,
Yeah.
and it is double your proficiency bonus as well. You're still in the mountains, so
I can't use guidance for anything.
And this is
because
at-
they're
they're
like a
like
day-long
over the
thing.
day
This,
long.
this is at disadvantage then still?
Disadvantage. Yeah, you guys are moving fast pace, pretty tricky. And then you're just expending spells to ensure the safety of the travel.
Yeah, food and water and I guess anything that anybody would need otherwise.
Perfect. That definitely makes things a lot easier.
I'm practicing talking exactly like Boral.
I've also got
You can
healing
try.
word just in case somebody falls or whatever, and then detect poison and disease just in case Nar decides to eat something else that he probably shouldn't.
Definitely. You're kind of like, I better keep that one prepared
No,
for sure.
So 21.
21, nice. And then just practicing talking the whole time and stuff. And then anything for Sorna?
I suppose I could also contribute to any perception. That's about the only thing.
So
I'm
just perception as well.
good at.
Go ahead and roll a disadvantage. And then we'll tally up these totals and
Well,
decide what
that's a
happens.
solid 8.
8. Okay, all right. So, through your travels along the Sanguinary Gate, all of you feel certain that it is difficult to ascertain threats. You are moving along so quickly that you're going to run into anything you feel like that is going to be threatening
I
to
remain
you.
alert at all times. In my favorite terrain.
But with that high survival check and everything, you are able to get some more bursa, as well as you find a solitary, sort of like a fowls, game fowl, that are present. So that's what you're able to break up, apart from some good berry as well as your water taken care of. The horses, happy to eat berries as well, and it fills them for the day. So, power of druidic magic.
Mm-hmm.
With all of those rolls and pushing through, you have distinctly perfected Voral's drawl. So you could maybe impersonate him were it necessary, and you find his skill of mimicry eerie almost.
Yeah.
Can you throw his voice?
Do it.
It could. A performance check.
I can form a mouth somewhere else on my body.
Talk out your
I'm
ass.
Boral, talking out my ass.
But
Like I always do.
over the time and stuff, as you spend 9 days on the road, each of your characters have the opportunity to talk and share much along the trail.
I
kind of
practice their
discussing.
voices too.
What?
So
I stopped
you have,
talking.
you have plenty of time. And,
After you know
as
30 track
Nard
mind.
entertains himself with the sincerest form of flattery, the rest of you kind of get somewhat estimation of each other. So to kind of round out the rest of the session, is there anything over this sort of like extended travel, as you guys just have the bare rock and the gate near you? There are no complications or any issues. So this would be an opportunity to see like if your characters would share anything in particular, or just it could be like a small little fact or something that you notice about them over the travel, whatever you want to roll with.
Boral's just going through anytime that someone says some stupid shit, he's going to remark on it, but that's pretty shit.
What would that involve?
So, where do you live? Tell me about your dad.
Me?
Tell me about your mother.
How's your dad?
Well, single? Does that mean she's
My mom's dead.
Oh.
So I guess. No, I'm from the Citadels, right across between Tythons and Geisbaden. Yeah. Just with my pops. He's kind of a recluse. I'm usually the one that usually goes out, the one that gets food and goes to the neighboring settlements to grab stuff when we need it. But I mean, most of the time it's just him staying inside, being a little nutty sometimes. But I mean, he means well. Shit, he rescued me from from I guess imminent death. When I've been told.
So,
I mean, any of you guys look at my fucking face.
is he your birth father?
No, not at all.
The men give birth?
What? No, they don't.
I don't think so. He's adopted. He adopted me.
Sounds like a good man.
Yeah.
So the Green Reach, what part of the Green Reach? I've been through there.
Avadrin.
Do I know where that is?
Yeah, it's a pretty good clip west of Cendre and everything. Sort of like the nearest big, actually dark elven settlement. So.
Did I work through that way when I went from...
A little bit, kind of cut through Milan and made your way through there, but elven folk didn't engage with you as much, and so last few years in Cendre has been working pretty well.
You guys have been kind of shady sometimes.
Isn't that where we hit the shit we were rolling?
It's a common. It's good. No.
As you see, like, even Nar is kind of like, why are we talking around this? But
Shady, are you referring to my tree-like nature?
More of the fact that every time we ask where you're from, you guys either say around or Green Reach.
I literally just told you a city I was from.
Yeah, I know. I got that, but then Nar said some weird shit.
Why do you look like a tree? You're obviously not a tree.
What's wrong with the tree?
There's
I
no
mean,
wrong
There's
with
nothing
it.
Trees
wrong
are
with
great.
trees.
But you
They're
are
fine.
most definitely the first of your kind that I've seen as an eldritch.
I can't say I've seen many.
What do they normally look like?
I mean, they're very different from each other. I wouldn't say too different, but I mean,
I'm an ooze.
you're an
Ooze.
I am.
So without that form, what do you look like?
Do you want to show us your true form or something?
Well, if I plucked out your skeleton, what would you look like?
Is that the way it is with you?
Did someone steal your skeleton?
I have an
It's
exoskeleton.
Okay, well that's different.
But
as you
this
see,
is,
he does kind of look at himself. It does look like there is almost an amoeboid body beneath all of like the shifting different parts of the bark. Like there's a jelly center and this bark exoskeleton almost.
A jelly-filled eldritch.
So
fascinating.
Mhm.
Well, somewhere close to the Green Reach, there was some dead children and tree, and then I woke up.
Wait, did you say dead children?
Well, I mean, they eventually were dead. Yes, I think the fall killed them. Maybe the fire. I don't know.
Did they fall out of the tree?
Well, I mean, eventually.
Did you do something?
Oh no, I guess maybe I caught them. I kind of caught them. Someone caught them.
Wait a minute.
Nar, you become more and more of a paradox as I get to know you more.
So, I heard you talk to yourself sometimes, which is fine.
Yeah, you
We're
definitely
not
weren't.
judging.
You definitely weren't saying a horse earlier.
Prove it.
Well, is that a way that you work through your problem? Are you praying to your deity about something?
Ha!
That's a no then.
You got a little man hanging out behind you or something?
What?
No, that's just
That
ridiculous.
is ridiculous.
Brimsane is like, you might have to kill them. Jokingly, but kind of like,
I begin with the crossbow and then I roll in.
Just kidding.
I do have a deity, sure.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a deity?
I do. I don't know about if you do.
What's your deity?
The Great Father.
Oh yeah, the Grey Father.
I don't know who that is.
It's
make a religion check.
Hmm.
Can I as well?
As well, yes.
16.
Unfortunately, that's a solid 4.
A very solid 4, though.
Very like,
No,
Father, you're like,
that wasn't part of my studies.
Definitely not
all
from
you
the
know
name.
is that the Dark Elven people, they worship those known as the Undermothers. The Great Father is like, you're like, oh, that's something weird. I don't know. Maybe an Eldritch thing, and you kind of like look towards him and like, might be an Eldritch thing.
I think
But
I
with your
skipped
roll,
16.
16.
I think I skipped Papa's
Um,
class on that.
Great Father, it distinctly sounds more of those eldritch entities, feared as great old ones, perhaps. That's where your mind kind of goes because you've never heard of anything solid. As again, the Travail, the Undermothers, the 3 goddess heroines of the Dark Elves. That's what you kind of recall of their religion, but that's all you really know. Never heard of anything called the Great Father.
All right. Well, great. So I like your wings.
Yeah, I like them too.
Where were you and your parents going when you jumped off the boat to heroically save
And
this guy?
save me.
We were heading towards like the nearest Orthesium. We had gotten into some trouble in Senstasia and had to go.
What kind of trouble?
Know what that's like?
I'd rather not share that.
You killed a bunch of people, didn't you?
No.
Are they,
Who told you?
are they gonna be okay not having you with them?
Yeah, they'll be fine. They know where they have to go.
Should we check on them at some point?
Yeah, no, we're going to.
So-
They're going to be in Archive.
So they're going to
that's-
Archon?
But that's where we don't want to go.
Yeah, we should not go to Darkham.
Why not?
I mean, I haven't gotten a message from them or anything about
Bureaucrats?
if they're going to be anywhere else.
I'm gonna go along with your.
Well,
Okay.
It's
well,
because of the posters.
you guys came to get me when I was trying to
posters, you
like
say.
about, so I feel like I should help you.
Yes, the posters.
Posters of what?
The posters with my face on them.
What?
What?
Go ahead. It's,
What did you do?
I think
I didn't do
the cat
anything.
is kind of out of the bag, my friend.
I didn't do anything.
Your face is on posters?
Well, it's a
You
very
get to a slow pace.
memorable
Hold up.
It's a very memorable face.
Well, yeah, I mean but like, why would there be posters of your face unless it's either
Oh.
have you seen these people?
I was
or-
helping the other people that follow the Grey Father.
Okay, who are the other people?
The Dark Elves.
And Archive is not okay with this?
I think Archon's. What is that? The Pact of Graces.
You mean races?
That's it. The Pact of Racist.
Close enough.
Sure.
Vicar, the cat's kind of out of the bag at this point, in a sense.
You don't have a cat. Stop.
It's a saying. So, I mean, he's not the brightest when it comes to things.
Can't risk it.
What?
Can't trust him.
What do you mean not the
Whatever
brightest?
you say, I really
I
don't
am
give
the
a
brightest person I know.
Get him to be quiet.
hey, Nar.
Yes.
shit. You just made it worse. Like, now I know something is up.
So
What do you guys want for dinner?
Yeah,
I've got
Is it gonna be
berries.
Bursa
Oh, I
again?
got this fucking two-legged deer, or whatever the fuck it is. You cook this up, I guess.
I can produce flame.
Yeah.
So, as you
Glad we haven't
all,
forgotten the cantrip.
in the midst
Just
of
like right
these
there.
sort of like intense and probing discussions, you do have a meal as you continue your journey over a total of 9 more days, taking it to the 24th of Summit as you see the massive fortress of Bloodharn before you. So,
I'm not gonna have any
that's where we'll go
bloodthirsty,
ahead,
any bloodthirsty fugitives seeing my pops, if that's what it is, man.
I don't drink blood.
I'm just saying.
as that
Do
iron
we know
smell
vampires?
kicks into the air,
Y'all got some
that's where we'll go
explaining
ahead
to
and
do
call
if you want to ease my mind.
That's where we'll call